Hi, welcome to Thankful Thursday. I'm Christina
And I'm Audrey.
and we're from Yoga to Transform. Now we started Yoga to Transform because we really wanted to improve the quality of women's lives, and we obviously are women and we've been through our own personal journeys, and I guess gotten to a point where we feel ready and able to give back and support other people in their own journeys towards improving the quality of their own lives in whatever way it might be. And Thankful Thursday, this conversation that we're about to have is all about us really anchoring into a place of gratitude and thankfulness, because we know that gratitude and thankfulness is one of the most powerful ways that we can transform the quality of our own lives. And I know that I practice gratitude every day.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we know that what we see is a result of what we're expecting to see. So we know that through a gratitude practice, it helps us to remember and to focus on the things that we can be grateful for. And so we're constantly then looking for things to be grateful for, so we notice the absolute joyful parts of our lives that we might not have noticed, because you can get too busy in your life in a little spiral of this is not working and that's doing the other thing and whatever. Whereas if you're looking outside and you're saying, well, it's raining, but thank goodness for the rain. We really like the rain because it makes the garden grow and it settles down the dust, and we've got a really great environment with the rain. And so all of a sudden, one perspective shift like that, using gratitude, really gives you a much more joyful life.
Totally. Yeah, and that's what we're all about, right?
That's right. That's
yeah.
right. Notice I've got my glasses up on top of my head. I'll just put them there. That's a bit better.
Fabulous.
Flies
Thankful Thursday. Put my glasses on. So this week we thought we'd talk about commitment and discipline. Yeah. So we have 5 values that we love to bring to life here at Yoga to Transform, and this one is commit, be disciplined. We also have expect miracles, love yourself because you're already perfect, make sure that you get the care and support that you need, and most of all, have fun.
Yeah,
right? Don't take yourself too serious.
No, that's right.
So we wanted to talk about our values over the next couple of weeks, starting with commitment and discipline, because it's such a big, it's actually been, what's the word, like we've really had to.
It's a struggle.
Yes.
It's a struggle. So, if I hear the word discipline, I want to be out of that room already. I just don't want to go there. And over the past couple of weeks when we've really been thinking about discipline, I wondered why it was so activating for me. I don't know, did you find it activating?
I have really had to explore. I probably haven't found it as activating, but I'd love to hear more about your stuff.
So, we carry, hopefully I have a smaller and smaller bag that I carry around that's my life, and the things that I've brought with me from my childhood. But I'm a first child, and I was a good girl, and
so was I.
yeah, I think that's why we get on a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect good girls.
And lived in a family where things were done in a particular way, and you stepped into line with that. Whatever the background was. Mine was a little bit more church orientated, that you did things and this is the way you behaved. I know that your family was in the army, so a different sort of discipline, and
I probably would have preferred the church one.
yeah, I don't know if you would have, but anyway.
So we always think we've got something better on the outside, right?
That's right, it's always grass is greener. And so, to think about why the idea of being disciplined kind of was a little bit aggravating for me. I think I can look back over my past life and think that actually I was disciplined, and also I was able to, by others, but also I took that on board in myself and almost became a perfectionist, and so wasn't very happy unless things were done particularly in a particular way, or almost that idea of, I know the best way or the only way or the proper way, and so all of a sudden my life was narrow and down to following step lockstep. And so it's partly been my yoga journey that has enabled me to be what Instagram might think a not very good yogi, which we know is not real.
Yeah.
Which we know is not real, but actually getting on the mat and being quite an unco and quite uncoordinated, but still feeling like I was able to do yoga and I was perfect as I was. And I think that's the balance in my life that I naturally am quite disciplined. You know, if I'm going to do a 28-day challenge, 99% of the time I will do 28 days.
Same. Yeah.
If I commit to getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to do an hour of power or whatever else is going on, I do that. Even you're probably all sitting there going, "Oh my God, who are these two?" But anyway,
crazy ladies. Yeah.
And so, you know, saying I had to be more disciplined, or that discipline was important, sort of was a bit activating. But actually, I think thinking it through and talking it through, the idea of discipline actually being, what's that phrase that you use about getting towards an end point?
Oh, you know, the progression to success is just the progression towards a worthy ideal.
Yeah. And so the idea is of discipline being that progression. You know, if you want to be a good yogi or a better yogi than you were yesterday, you have to do some today. We all probably know it for, you know, sports people we might see on TV, or, you know, how do authors become authors? Well, they get up and decide to write. You know, you can't be a writer unless you actually write something on a piece of paper or in your laptop. And it's the same with any area of your life, really.
Yeah.
Have you found that the same?
Yeah. I think the thing about commit and then be disciplined for me, and I think I didn't have the same negative connotations around discipline, but I know that when I was training in the Anyasara method, they would talk a lot about discipline, and that discipline was the same root as disciple, right? So it's like, what is it that you become a disciple to, that you then devote your time to, etc. So there's that whole being committed. So I think I'd probably worked through it when they started talking about it.
Yeah. Because I actually knew that before.
Yeah.
Disciplined disciple, because I get that.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to be more like somebody who you admire,
yes,
you have to be disciplined and to become a disciple of theirs.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Or even if you want to be bringing out a quality within yourself that you want to be embodying, then you have to become a disciple to that quality. So if I want to become kinder, then I have to be disciplined and committed to kindness to myself and to everyone.
Right.
So I guess for me, there's that the difference where I probably have struggled with commitment and discipline is knowing the difference between being committed and being interested.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm interested in that, or even like I'm interested in learning about something, and then all of a sudden I don't have enough time, or it's just I'm always too busy for it, which most people who know me will say I am always too busy. But the thing is though, when I am committed, I'm not too busy. Like there will be, I will wake up at 5:25. I will stay up. I will, like, every morning I wake up and I do my meditation, and I read my Course in Miracles books. I do all of these practices. Every day I practice yoga. Every night I do my gratitude journal before I go to sleep and do my meditation. So, and read my affirmations of all the goals. Like, there's but I'm committed. I know. That's all I do every day.
Then there's this, and then there's that, and then your job.
Yeah, exactly. But but if I'm just interested in something, then the discipline's not there. Like I'm not kind of following through as much as that. So I think for me it was more about like learning that intrinsic motivation of I really want what it is that I'm working towards. Like I really want to become kinder. So I'm gonna be a disciple to kindness. and I'm going to learn about kindness. And whenever, so I remember a time in my life where I really struggled with forgiveness, right? And so for me to overcome struggling with forgiveness meant I had to go out and buy 5 books, and I had to become disciplined around reading those books. I had to do like there's a whole, and then I had to do the practices, etc., etc., etc. So I guess it's because I wanted to be a more forgiving person.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I had to become a disciple and be disciplined around that to get to that point.
Yeah, that's interesting because, some of the things that I've changed in my life haven't happened because I've thought it. There's just been this slam of something's turned up.
Yeah.
You know, so forgiveness, actually I've done something really stupid sometimes, it just comes to mind, and I've got over the hot sweats and the palpitations, but sometimes when you muck up, and if you're not very forgiving to yourself, and so it's often been an incident in my life that has really prompted me to think, actually I have to get over this, and really the first person I have to forgive is me for stuffing up so majorly. And so that's been, it's almost probably been an emotional response, because I've got to a down, or something's really slammed me, and I have to make a change, because forgiveness was something else that I had to, and mostly about me, had to come to, but mostly forgive me, and then maybe some people who I thought had impacted my life negatively, well actually they were just doing the best they could as well. Probably I'm more of a Louise Hay has been my sort of my go-to back in the day anyway, of reframing how you see what's happened in your life.
And I think that's the but even that's a discipline, right?
Yeah,
because you actually have to commit to being willing to see it differently.
That's right.
And then the practice, because I know because I'm stubborn. I don't know if anyone else out there is stubborn, but I really am. And so there's a huge amount of resistance that I hold when I'm like, I really like to hold on to that wasn't okay, and I really love, I actually really don't love it, but I really am really good. So I think for me, I actually need to then have the discipline. Actually, I probably need the softness, don't I? Like, of softening around it. Like,
are we having a moment
here? Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe we're just having a breakthrough moment because of
I don't know. Because mine, I'm not particularly stubborn. I'm more malleable, and I'm often, well, mostly in the past, I will bend to other people's will a little bit more, so I'll actually be drawn off my path because other people behave in a different way or need something different or whatever, and so I kind of, in the past would bend my life to fit that, and then of course, and I don't know who feels like this too, but then of course that doesn't work for very long, and then all of a sudden I'll have one of those dips, and so that will be the slam of the emotional, oh my god, I can't do this anymore. So
many women do that, hey?
I know, I think so.
It's like a chick thing where we just like, we become malleable and we change our lives to fit others. And the commitment to ourselves, and the commitment to our own personal vision, and I think, and then the discipline to be able to stay on track.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea about discipline, of being able to stay on track. Because that's probably what's changed my life over the past, say, 10 years, is actually I had enough of bending my will to other people and said, no, I've got a path, and this is my path, and this is what I need, and I've really stuck to that, with ups and downs, but certainly not what was my my previous life was like this, and I'm much more on an even keel. Probably more yoga, that's helped as well.
It does help, but I think also too the vision, like a huge part of even being able to commit and being disciplined, because I don't even think that discipline should be hard, right? Like it's almost like because I decided I wanted to start going to the gym, so I did, and it's not hard, it's just now part of my routine and part of my weekly discipline. I do 2 workouts a week. But that's because it's lined up with a vision that I have for my life, right? And I'm committed to that vision. Like, I'm committed to the fact that me doing weights twice a week means that I will maintain a body that is fit, healthy, strong, and won't have osteoporosis and all of those other things. So when I have committed to the vision, the discipline's easy because I know that it's moving me
in the direction of what you really.
Yeah. And it's interesting you saying it's like, so you have your life vision, but in the past you then follow someone else's life vision, and then it ends up in this whole you
get the emotional downer, and you know, in my past I'd have days when I would go to work and something wouldn't be right, just a small thing like the photocopier wasn't, or the printer wasn't working, and I'd be in tears for the rest of the day.
Oh my gosh, I've done that too.
Alright, so getting on track, and commitment and discipline. I think, I've certainly felt that I can move away from that being disciplined kind of idea, and that the commitment to a value or a goal is something that will drive you. And I don't find it hard to get up and do yoga or go to the gym or whatever it is that I've committed to. And so that's the discipline part of it, isn't it?
Yeah. So really what we're saying is discipline doesn't need to be hard if you're committed to this vision that's actually drawing you forward into the better expression of who you
so this is easy, this is
simple, this is fun. Yeah.
So, part of us doing Thankful Thursdays is that we really want to know how whatever topic we've been talking about affects you. So we'd really love your feedback.
Yeah.
And if you've got any other topics that you'd like us to explore, please let us know as well.
Exactly. And before we wrap up, something just popped in my head. Which is like the price of discipline. So when you're working through, I don't know, let's just stick with going to the gym, right? Because that's what we talked about. And then, because that's my vision, right? So that's one price, which is the time that I invest in and the sacrifice I make, because obviously if I'm choosing this, then I can't choose something else. But then there's the price of if I don't do that and I don't achieve my vision. So there's the counter price as well, which is, and you mentioned it before, which is when you've moved away from your vision, you've ended up hitting rock bottom. Which is a far worse price to pay than actually being committed and disciplined in the interim.
That's right. And so I think that's, my life has been a gradual movement towards knowing what I wanted to do and then committing myself to do it.
And you can decide, you can figure out what you want to do at any age, right?
Oh yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, that's right. Nearly 60, just become a yoga teacher.
Whenever you want, you can. It doesn't. There's no time frame on you figuring out what you need to commit to, and then what you're going to become a disciple to, and actually take action every single day to progress you towards the achievement of that worthy ideal. And it's different for everyone.
Oh, absolutely. And you might have different sectors of your life or sections of your life when you've got something that you're really committed to, and that's good. And then I've just gone through that's not working for me anymore, so let's look at the new thing.
Exactly.
And you really do need to remember that it should be easy and simple and fun, because if you're really struggling towards the goal, I would invite you to reassess your goal.
Totally. If you have to force yourself, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. And then there's that deeper conversation, which is the other value. Maybe we can talk about this one next Thursday. Is the loving yourself, right? Like why do you think that you need to do that if it's actually causing more pain or more,
more struggle in your life, more upset in your life.
Because I find all the practices that I have made routines that I'm disciplined or a disciple to bring so much value into my life and so much joy and make me a better person. Like I notice the mornings where I have to wake up early and be somewhere at 6:30 so I don't have the time to meditate. it's a different day.
Yeah.
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 All right, well, tell us what you want us to talk about. We hope that something in here has resonated with you. If you like it, please leave a comment and hit the like button and share it with your friends.
Yep.
We're so grateful that you're joining us on this journey to transforming the quality of women's lives. And we mean your life, we mean our lives, and we mean
the world.
Exactly.
Let's take it to the world.
Let's take it to the world and make the world a better place through making women have a better life experience. Namaste.
Namaste. See you next week.
Thank you.